Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? James Hurst here with the Marketing Show, and you have seen this guest on here before, Matt Ratliff. What's up, man?
Hey guys, good man. How are you?
Good, good. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about Matt's Mailgun Dashboard. So I know this has been something he's been working on. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him about it at the conference in Dallas for the Level Up Day. But so I'm kind of catching up with Matt here and just saying, hey, man, what are you doing with this Mailgun Dashboard? What is this? How do people get it? Like, what have you been working
Okay.
on?
Yeah, so this has been in development for the past 3.5, 4 months now, and so it literally launched the day before the high level or level up event. So brand new to the game, first of its kind. So the reason I developed it is because you and I both we work with a ton of agency owners,
Yeah.
and so through that practice, I've discovered that from if you're a sub account owner under a particular agency, and if the agency owner is adding or creating a mailgun domain for your sub location, like your email stats are sort of hidden. You don't
Mm.
have a complete overall picture of what's happening. Whenever you send an email campaign from within your sub account, you can see campaign level statistics, but
Ah.
holistically as a whole, what's happening. So this that was my epiphany. I was like, well, those guys have got to see this. From an agency level, you don't want to give a sub account owner access to your own Mailgun account so they can see
Hmm.
their own stats.
Mm.
So this gives them viewability into that. So the only caveat is that, of course, each sub account under an agency needs to have their own unique subdomain for email sends, whether it be from their custom domain or a unique subdomain that the agency owner has created. So now the sub account owner has the complete picture.
Right. So
So
you're saying kind of like our make thing where we give each person their own subdomain. If an agency is
yeah,
using all of them on one, then this won't necessarily work very well because it's how can you divide it up, right?
yeah,
Okay, so
exactly. You
this
don't get isolated stats.
you don't get isolated stats. So this is another plug for each client gets its own subdomain, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And yeah, so now the sub account owner is not blind to their complete sending foundation, right? So
Okay.
back to that point of being able to, the sub account owner has sent out an email campaign. You can go into HighLevel, dig really deep into that, and find the stats for that email campaign. But holistically, how are they performing over the
Totally.
past 30 days, 60, 90 days?
And
So this is going to give them viewability into it.
this would include blasts as well as automations, all combined into one, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
because since it's all still going through the same
Domain.
email fabric, sending from the same domain. Yeah, so that gives you complete viewability into it, and it's really important to kind of get an eye on what's really happening, so that So at a glance, so this dashboard from an agency level perspective is super easy to install. Takes no time to do it.
Mm.
Once it's loaded, now you see these are all different dashboards within my demo account under Funnel
Yeah.
Techie. So I'm constantly testing, but the sub account owner would only have one, of course,
Just one.
one
Just one.
Mailgun dashboard. Yeah. So you go into it, it's going to default to the previous 30 days by default.
Okay.
But if you wanted to go over here and select a different predefined time,
Mm.
you could change it to 7, you could change it to 30, the current month. All right, so now I'm going to go over into my development dashboard and show you the filtering feature. So if we go over, we can select a predefined date. So let's say that you want to look at the previous 7 days, perhaps.
Okay.
So this is going to give us visibility into that. We can choose last 30 days if that's what we want to go back to.
Okay.
Or if we want to, let's say that we want to go to a larger time frame. So let's go back to the beginning of September all the way to maybe today's the 5th. So let's
Yeah.
go to November 4th, perhaps, and let's apply it and let's see what happens. And so once it finally updates here, we can see all of those statistics based upon that time
Got it.
frame.
Got it. Now, what are these
And then as we're going through here,
delivered, suppress, failed?
yeah, so I'm doing this kind of in a way so people like to absorb data in various different ways.
Yeah.
So when you first log into Mailgun, This information here is what they give you in their own dashboard. So I'm trying to mimic that as best I can. So the posted via routes, what is that? Well, whenever you send out a campaign, if someone were to reply back to you, that's going to be considered a posted via route because it's got to go through their routing function. So this is essentially almost kind of like your reply rate. So I'm working on streamlining this to make it better. And so there's going to be a feature add here in the next probably 2 weeks where I'm going to focus and drill down on true reply rates. So I need to work on this bit, but that's what that's related to.
Okay.
But again, this is being pulled directly from Mailgun. How many emails were actually dropped? This is emails that just simply could not be delivered for whatever reason. This is your percentage. And then how many of those emails that you actually attempted to send, how many of those were suppressed? We'll talk more about suppressed in just a moment. But down in this graph here, this is kind of cool. I like looking at it from this perspective. It's, again, pretty much detailing what's up here, but just putting it in graph form. But let's say that, well, I want to see my suppressed and my failed graph. I can't really see it because delivered is overshadowing it. Well, what we could do is simply remove delivered, and then you could actually see that. So I'm going to go back to the current month here. Actually, let me go. It's early November, so let's go to the last 30. So let's do that again here. So after it updates, what I'll do is simply remove delivered, and now we have all of these other stats that you can see. So you can remove those and just kind of drill down to what you're after, which is quite cool. I like to show that off.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Then we've got, so we've got all of these different graphs here showing the percent of email that was delivered, your open rate, your click rate, your bounce rate, spam, and unsubscribes.
Perfect.
And I give a little tidbit of information regarding these pieces.
Yeah.
And so, like, we definitely want, from a delivered rate standpoint, we want to be well above 98%. This is my development dashboard. Let me go back to this one. The wording is a little bit different on development. So here I'm saying we want to stay well above 98%.
Yep. So you kind of give
And so I give you
the target.
Yeah, something to target, exactly, so that folks are aware. And so this is almost kind of a way to teach, to show you what it should be.
Right.
And I just kind of go down the line. And then another thing here, the IP addresses that are associated to the email sends. So if you're ever looking at an email, so let's say you send an email campaign out, each one of those emails that's sent out gets associated to an IP address. So only one IP address per email. And so within your Mailgun account, you've got at least 1 to 3 IPs as a part of your domain. And so in this case, it's showing you what those IPs are that's associated to your actual domain. And the reason that I'm mentioning it here is because from a deliverability standpoint, the inbox provider looks at the IP reputation first before anything else. So if the IP that you're sending email out on has a bad reputation, then guess what? That email is going to go to spam. So this is very important. So what you can do, so let's say that, okay, I want to check on the status of that. We can go to view the report, which sends us out to Cisco Talos. And from here, we can look at email reputation. Well, how does the world see that IP? Well, there's a neutral status related to that. That's not good and that's not bad. It's sitting in between. It's still being evaluated. And it shows you kind of the email volume per day based upon that IP, the volume of change, and the spam level, which this one is set at medium.
So you're telling me that it's only 4.7 emails for that IP address, or am I reading that?
Yeah. So we got different
log?
stats here. So yeah, so you can actually go here to see how Cisco views that, what that percentage is.
This is a logarithmic.
Exactly.
So it's comparative to others, not necessarily like 4.7
compared to others.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can see if that IP is on any significant block list or blacklists.
Okay.
And so the ones that always call out are Spam Cop, Abusat, Spam Hoss. And there's a couple of others, but these are the most critical ones. So if you're ever on any of these, then you will have issues.
Gotcha.
And so this is just a really quick way to view that.
Okay. So nice little lookup right from there. And if you're suspecting that there's things or problems, you can go look at that and check. Okay.
Yeah. And then at the very bottom here, A really good thing here is the suppressions.
Okay.
So, normally this is definitely something the client or sub account owner needs to have viewability into. So if there's any hard bounces within their, contact database, they can quickly come here and sort this based upon the most recent bounces that were received and kind of just do a quick check. The reason I'm pointing this out is that there could be some contacts that once they've entered into your environment, maybe when they came in through the front door, they fat fingered their email address.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a very quick way for you to identify that and just double check that it's truly not a typo and truly a valid email.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if maybe they fat fingered it, simply go into your contacts and correct it.
Yeah.
And so that will be a quick win for you.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And we can look at complaints. Anyone that has marked your messaging has spam or junk, these are identified here. Anyone that has unsubscribed, let me make a quick note. This unsubscribe feature from suppressions is just for Mailgun. So
Okay.
if you're building your unsubscribe process in your sub account, then that does not get tallied here. This is only if your Mailgun domain has unsubscribe tracking enabled and folks are clicking on that link
Got
within
it.
the email that Mailgun gives. And so
So
this
there's
is related
two
to that.
different ways to do unsubscribes. I could like make a trigger link and have them click on that and unsubscribe that way. But this
Yes,
is like the Mailgun unsubscribe thing.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, what do you think, man?
Dude, yeah. You did all this, huh?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you just like tapped into the Mailgun API and then brought it through and kind of built out this dashboard.
exactly. And so, yeah, exactly. And so what actually, really quick story is that I've got my own CRM, Maverick CRM,
Yep.
and within it, I created my own email system called Maverick Mail. And
Okay.
so Maverick Mail has its own dashboard, which is a separate system. And
Uh-huh.
so this was developed first before Mailgun. So that gave me the epiphany that this is also needed for Mailgun. So that helped to develop Mailgun.
Gotcha. Now,
And
now
then,
this isn't something that just the agency owner looks at. This is something that agency provides for all of his sub accounts, right?
yeah,
Now,
entirely. Yep.
do you charge on a per sub account basis, or is it just kind of like a flat thing for the entire agency?
Flat thing. Yeah. So it's a flat fee. So I charge $297 per month.
Okay.
Or you can, if you wanted to grab a yearly license, that's going to be $600 off. That's just under $3,000
For the
for a
year.
yearly license.
Okay.
Exactly. Unlimited sub accounts. So if you had 1,000 sub accounts,
That
then
doesn't make
you
any
can use it.
difference. Dude, awesome. So this is going to be for agencies that are, how many sub accounts would or more would you think? If I've got 25 clients or 10 clients, at what point do you think you should really look into providing this for your sub accounts? What would
Yeah,
you say is
that's
that threshold?
Yeah, I'm gonna place it around if you've got at least 20 sub accounts.
Okay.
It kind of depends on how much you're charging for those sub accounts, but I'm gonna say 20, and then at that point, it kind of helps out from a revenue standpoint. But
Yep.
once you get to that threshold, 20 sub accounts or above, this
This
is going to be truly ideal for your agency.
awesome. Awesome. Okay, Matt, this is great. How can people get in touch with you? Your website,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Yeah, thanks for that. So what you could do if you want me to demo this live with you, simply go to funneltechie.com/schedule, schedule a time slot. I'll be happy to demo this with you live and answer any questions you've got. Or if you want to take a look at the opt-in page, you can go through and opt in at funneltechie.com/mg landing. And once you opt in here, it'll take you to, of course, the next step of the funnel, which you can see 2 videos, which I talk about it at length. More in depth. So if you want to take a look at that, and then yeah.
Awesome. I heard you got a pretty good testimonial there at the conference too. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, man. So what was pretty exciting is that I ran into Varun one night at one of the VIP parties, and he actually knew about the Mailgun dashboard, which was exciting to
Yeah.
hear. And Sean knew about it as well. So he and I have been talking, Varun and I have been talking inside of Messenger, and this is
Ah,
what he said about it.
love it, love it. Well, he says the dashboard is killer. I think it's going to be the gold standard for mailgun reporting. Woo!
Yeah, so that was an awesome plug directly from Varun, who was a
The
co-founder.
One of the co-founders of HighLevel. So
Yeah,
this is all about this is all high level. This is not for
all
anybody
high
else.
level.
High
Exactly.
level.
Yes,
Custom built for high level agencies. So
exactly.
Dude, appreciate it, man. That is awesome. Guys, check
Thanks,
out his
James.
website, funneltechie.com. We'll get you the links in the description below. Drop any comments below the video too, and Matt will be reviewing them and getting back to you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Thanks.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Advice given is for educational purposes only and may not be applicable to your business. You should know that the Marketing Show receives compensation through its affiliate relationship for the products and services it recommends. Thank you for your support, and we hope to see you on the next episode of The Marketing Show.